expect such results? To be honest, no, I didn't really have any expectations because I didn't discuss any exam paper with anyone really, just to keep my mind off the exam. And as for my reactions, when I first opened the letter informing me of my results at school, I was obviously ecstatic and I rushed to tell my parents and my friends. And soon enough, all the congratulations were pouring in from my family, from my relatives, and from my extended family too. And after that, we celebrated. I went and had dinner with my friends and with my family, so it was a great day. I chose the IBDP because I believed it is a good curriculum for international admissions, especially since I plan to go abroad for my higher studies. And in addition, my sister recommended the curriculum to me, especially since she did the IBDP in GIIS Queenstown. She was actually the batch of 2014. And obviously there was a lot of talk about the rigor of the IB, and just the general stigma surrounding IB was that it was a tough and rigorous curriculum. But in all honesty, I believe the stigma is actually worse than the curriculum itself. It is very doable and the 2 years really fly by. The toughest phase, I would say, is probably the beginning of this year, when all assignments and all deadlines were fixed, and everyone really had to scramble and finish these assignments such as your IAs, your EEs, your TOK, and at the same time you had to balance preparing for the pre-boards in order to prepare us for the boards. So I think that was the most hectic part of the IB journey. But in a sense, I think our batch was also generally lucky because the syllabus was cut down a bit for us because of the COVID pandemic. So I think it was not as hectic as it could have been, but it was still pretty hectic. I took a pretty big risk in my extended essay. I did mine in English A literature, and the focus of my essay was a rap album called Illmatic. I took it because I'd like to say I'm a pretty ardent hip-hop fan, and this album has been cemented as one of the classics in hip-hop, and it's been considered one of the best albums in history. So I was investigating the existence of stereotypes throughout the album and how the rapper or the MC propagates these stereotypes through the usage of certain devices. My subjects in IB were physics, math analysis and approaches, and computer science at higher level. And my standard level subjects were English language and literature, Spanish ab initio, and business management. I chose these subjects because firstly I have a passion in them, especially in the HL subjects. Considering I plan to go into physics in university for my further studies. So I believe physics and math would be the best options for me, and they would simultaneously satisfy all university requirements. And I took computer science because I wanted a small coding background as well. I wanted an understanding of coding, which I believe is essential in physics majors. And as for my standard level subjects, English, language and literature, I enjoy the subject a lot, as do I enjoy Spanish. And as for business management, I need a humanities subject to take as my standard level, so I took business. Whether I was always interested in STEM, I would say not really. But I think what sparked my interest a lot, the period that sparked my interest a lot rather, was quarantine in 2020 when my IGCSE boards got cancelled. So for those 3 months, in an attempt to be productive, I used to take courses and I self-taught myself. As for whether I had a passion in STEM from the beginning, I don't think so. The period that actually sparked my interest in STEM and physics right now is actually quarantine 2020, when my IGCSE boards got cancelled. And in an attempt to be productive, I used to take courses online on astrophysics, and I taught myself Python during the time. And it was during this time that I really realized I have a love for physics and theoretical physics and astrophysics in general. And the Python coding background certainly helped me too, because I knew it would be helpful in university, and it would also help me in my computer science IA and IB. So that's when I think the spark for STEM really inculcated itself in me. And from then on, there was no looking back. I joined the astronomy club, I participated in events, and I joined the Astronomy Society of Singapore as the editor-in-chief. As for the support from my teachers and coordinators, something I appreciate was that they were always ready to text me or call me back if I ever needed support. Especially my coordinator Deepa ma'am, who's known in the cohort for always, being approachable and reliable. Like I said before, their honesty and their constant guidance throughout the whole IB journey certainly helped me a lot. And something else that I'd like to mention is I couldn't have done it without my friends and my classmates too. We used to have, group chats for like doubt clearances and like self-studying sessions. And not only did we help clear each other's doubts, we also brought about a sense of healthy competition between ourselves, which I think pushed us all further, and which is why, my batch has done, I'd like to believe my batch has done really well. There are a ton of fond memories that I share with my friends, a lot of which I can't tell you because I'd probably get into trouble. But a highlight of the IB journey and of school in general were MUNs and debate conferences that my entire grade was and still is so passionate about. Pretty much every debate conference, my friends and I included, most of us would be part of the organizing team, or would be chairpersons in the event, or even volunteers. And all events, while they were a great journey for us to learn new topics and make new friends, they were also an excuse for us to just get together and spend time with each other and look good in suits and ties. So as for the GIIS clubs that I was part of two. I was the vice president of the GIIS Sports Club, and I was also part of the GIIS Astronomy Club. And as part of the Astronomy Club, I helped organize the first ever GIIS Astro Conference in 2021, for which I was a quiz master and article judge. And as for being the vice president of the GIIS Sports Club, I helped organize the GIIS X Singapore Cancer Society Run, a volunteering initiative and a partnership between us and the Med and Vet Club and the Interact Club. And aside from this, I also joined the Singapore Astronomy Society, Astronomy SG, as first a content writing volunteer in April 2021, after which I was soon promoted to the editor-in-chief and helped write and also edit all articles that would be published on the website. I'd like to think GIIS provides opportunities for all students to grow, of course. But unfortunately, in the past couple of years, because of COVID, there have been, dampeners on certain activities that we've been allowed to do, especially including sports. But something I do appreciate a lot in GIIS is the freedom we get to pursue certain things that we want. We do actually have a lot of free time in school when we're not focusing on studies or whatever. And a lot of people I know who were part of the debate circuit like me, we used our SSP self-study periods to focus on preparing study guides or rules of procedures for these events, rather than just focusing on studying all the time. So that's something I really appreciate. Okay, so I'd like to believe my biggest strength is my passion and my almost infectious enthusiasm. And this is something I believe, aided me a lot in forming new relationships and just improving the quality of debate and debate conferences. I like to believe my enthusiasm was infectious, and it helped me become closer to my other chairpersons or like other organizing team members. And I believe, obviously I wouldn't take the credit to myself, but I'd like to believe it played a small part, if possible, in helping create better debate experiences for all delegates. And as for my weaknesses, I'd like to say I don't take failures really well. That's something that, it's just a part of me. I don't really take failures well, but it's something I've learned to improve on after numerous failures in the IB. But ultimately, they were all part of the IB experience. They were all part of my learning journey. And the more you fail, the more you know where to improve. So I'd like to believe my past 2 years were like almost an incremental improvement process, and I'm glad that I am where I am today. My future plans, right now I'm preparing for my physical proficiency test for the NS, and I hope to get enlisted in the next couple of months. And after those 2 years, I'll be heading off to university, hopefully in the US or UK, where I plan to major in physics. And as for where I see myself in 10 years, it's really hard to say. I'll be 27, hopefully not married, and I don't know. I'd like to imagine I'm happy and I still maintain bonds with the friends I have today. As for the tips and tricks, I wouldn't say there's really one tip or trick that stood out. I'd like to believe it was a collage of many things that had to go perfectly right to help me get to where I am today. But a few highlights in those, obviously, I think number one would be active learning. Like you have to actively seek out certain things. For me, until pretty recently, I didn't really know how to study really well for any of my IB exams, and I wasn't getting the scores I wanted. But I think it's really important to actively seek out where you're making mistakes, actively seek out how to improve them, and actively improve on them until you literally can't make any mistakes anymore. And obviously you can't be perfect, but at least you can try. And another thing that I did that I think personally helped me a lot was meditation. I meditated every single day during my boards, and I think it helped me really clear my mind and organize my thoughts during a very crucial time in my life. And while everyone may not have the time to meditate for like half an hour and an hour, I just did meditation for 5 minutes every single day, and I really saw the results. So that's something I'd encourage everyone to at least try or pick up on if they have the time. Favorite physics, least favorite business. Relaxed. I have a list. I can beatbox. My general passion in physics and astrophysics. Meditation. It depends on the event and depends on the artist. My phone. This is tough. My friend. And can I carry a house? I have numerous, but I'd like to say Stephen Hawking.